Welcome, this is Sig Taylor with Fish Out Loud. Hey, we're discussing something that's serious. I'm right here at an Everstart FLW back in the day, winning one of my biggest tournaments ever. But the young gentleman that I drew on the fourth day of the tournament is the late, great Kyle Clemens. Now, great kid, young kid, but unfortunately he wasn't wearing his life jacket. And him and his dad, I knew his dad, Pat, just a total accident. And they were running back on the California Delta, hit an unexpected wave that threw them up straight, and they both came out of the water, or actually, fell into the water, and Kyle never came up. It was a couple, 3 days later when he finally came up. They finally found him, and the importance of wearing a life jacket. Hey, I'm going to get my boat, finish the story. Stay tuned. All right, so that really hit home when Kyle passed. And, you know, a lot of people, maybe yourself, you're out in the boat, you got the big engine running, and you're not wearing a life jacket. And it only takes a second, guys. It only takes a second. I fish a lot by myself, and especially in the cold winter months, I am usually wearing my personal flotation device, PDF. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about it, because this thing just blew up in my face. I've had one of these for many years. Actually, when they came out in the 1990s, I know what you guys are thinking, man, how old is this guy? So, but this has blown up on me 3 times that I can remember. One time on the Louisiana Delta fishing a Bassmaster 150, and then just recently this year. Now, why did I buy one of these? Well, I have the Mustang Survival, which I believe are the best on the market. I'm going to talk about them in a second here. But, you know, I hosted, if you've been following me, I've hosted 2 young gentlemen, great guys, Jason and Calvin from South Africa. They flew over here to fish a Bassmaster Team World Championship on the Harris chain. I was at the Bass Pro in Orlando. I had 2 of these, but there was 3 of us. And I thought, well, what the heck, I better buy one of these. So this thing went off while my team partner here on the Choctawhatchee River, Cole Huff, was fishing with me, and he started busting laughing because we're on plane and this thing's going off. And my face, priceless, because I've had this happen once before. So I called the company up. It's, you know, they make it under Bass Pro, but I actually called the company up and I talked to her. And I bought 2 rearming kits, one to put in this vest and one just in case. And she said something really interesting. She says, you know, be careful that humidity tends to scent off the bobbin. And a bobbin, I call it like an aspirin. That's what happens when it gets wet. It dissolves and shoots off the cartridge to fill it up with air. And so I said, okay. So I kept it in the house, and then one day I went fishing. What I like about these is they're really light and they're convenient to put on. And I'm always putting one on with a big engine, but with the heat coming on, I left it in the boat for 3 days. Well, I came out one morning and this thing had blown up again. So I called them up again. I said, hey, listen, this thing should last a little longer, you know, at $25 a pop. And she says, well, you know, when you're not out using it, you should put it in the house. Well, what happens if you're 3 and 4 days or 5 days away on the water fishing? So I'm going to go over here a little bit about these 2. Stay tuned, and then I'll catch you at the end. Here at the Mustang site, survival site, and you can see the pricing here can be considered pretty steep. But then again, what is a life worth? I think you're worth it. They've lasted pretty well. Let's take a look at the rearming kits. Review here on Mustang personal float devices. You can see the rearming kits are pretty much $90. If you go to their website, mustangsurvival.com, you'll see their same thing, $89. So Bass Pro and the website, about the same thing. I can tell you this, that these are rugged life jackets, and I think you'll be pleasantly happy with that. Here's the vest. That's the one I purchased here in December. Very cost effective, you know, $60. They're regular $100. Rearming kits for this along with the bobbin here, about 25 bucks. And so I've gone through 2 of them already. One when I bought the vest, and then 2 here just a couple, 3 months ago. All right, so here I am living in humidity. These things I feel aren't worth it. I'm just going to toss them over here. I've been now here and by the way, I'm originally from Northern California, where I fished the West Coast for many years. Now moved out here to Florida. And here's one that I've had literally for a long time. I'm not even going to guess. But how you can tell on these Mustangs, and they are kind of pricey, like I mentioned, but are they worth it? Yes, your life is worth it. It's green. This literally is green, which means it's still okay. So even in the humidity and the ruggedness, you go to their survival, mustangsurvival.com, you're going to see those are some heavy duty life jackets. And so because I like fishing in hot weather, fishing by myself, I'm going to wear this. This is the old style. By the way, this is just one left over from the kids, but this is what we all used to have before these inflatables came out. And I just suggest wearing it. Over the years, unfortunately, I have lost some friends. If you know Gary Dobbins Rods, I remember back in the day, shortly after Kyle passed, a few years after that, Gary was thrown out of the boat. If you know Gary, he's a big guy, and he got thrown out of the boat, or almost got thrown out of the boat, and that was his key. You ask him now, hey, should I wear a life jacket every time I turn the big engine on? Yes. So this gets back to Bassmaster, which I've been talking about. Stay at the end, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But Bassmaster is now requiring everybody take a boater safety course, and it's a big issue, life jackets, especially when the big engine's on. So guys, don't take that chance. Make sure you've got some type of personal flotation device on. Are these 100%? Nothing's 100%. There was a time when John Cox and his co-angler got thrown out. They didn't inflate, but it actually helped them. They sunk to the bottom, and the boat missed them, which is awesome. Just be careful out there. It's all about safety, speed, knowing the water that you're at. Where I live here, it's amazing how fast some of these guys are going, and we got lumps, bumps, stumps, and humps everywhere, okay? So I hope that helps. I hope that kind of goes, hey, I better get one, invest the money, invest in yourself, and get something of quality. Check them out. Again, I'm going to give a 5-star rating to the Mustang here. I've got 2 of them, and they're both green. I'm always checking. I'll make sure that if I do fall in, they go off. Guys, remember, you're just one cast away.